Hi everyone, I'm Amor, the creator of the Selene Network Software. I'm putting together a video here to help introduce you to the ideas that I'm putting together. And I call it ideas because the goal is kind of the Selene Network. But what's going on in the background here is that it's software that I'm developing. And the software that I'm developing, it's kind of hard to explain what it is, but it's a little bit easier to explain what it does. And so I don't know if I would give it a name at this point as what it is. It's kind of an NFT browser. It's kind of a distributed application that you can download, install, and get access to NFTs. It kind of allows you to do token gating, a bunch of things that it does. But what do you really call it? I'm not sure. So I'm going to call it the Selene Network. And it is software that you can download, install on your own server, and it gives you access to projects that you can put together or that other people put together. And so probably the best way to be able to give you a background as to why I created this is to tell you what drove me to create it. I'm a retired software engineer. I worked 25 years at Microsoft, and I look at myself as a crypto investor. I don't really want to do this work. I don't want to put out a bunch of products. But here I am as somebody that is a hobbyist that says, hey, I want to put together an NFT project. And I would like to do an NFT project that is unique enough that it would take the right type of people to buy that product. And so a couple of years ago when I was kind of got this bug to do this, I looked around and said, well, how would I sell these things? Who would buy them? How can they buy them? Who is it that I need to be able to get to sell these things for me? And as I looked around, I thought, well, the NFT marketplaces that are out there today don't really do sales. And the whole idea with NFT sales is we kind of want them as a distributed, non-centralized type of sales, which means I kind of need to do it myself, which means I need to kind of have a marketplace. I need to have a way to be able to allow people to get to my NFTs. But at the same time, I need to be able to get the idea and the concepts into the right hands of the influencers that would talk about it, so that there would be people that would hear that I created this totally cool project, whatever it was, and they would talk about it, and they would basically be able to tell their customers would show up and buy my product. Well, as I was looking around for that, there's lots of centralized solutions. You can find lots of places out there where you can put your product up. You can, put together your technology, whatever it is, and offer it up for sale. Okay, but the complication is that the people that would actually sell it for you aren't really aware of the types of things that I was doing. So who's going to actually talk to people about it? Who's going to be able to interview me and ask me about these cool projects that I'm going to create? When I got to looking around, I found there really wasn't anything for this. And so the big problem that I found in all that is that in order to be able to get people to talk about your product, you have to be able to pay them. Normally, you would pay an advertising company, a marketing company, to market your stuff, and you would give them a bunch of money to be able to go do that. Or if you were to, say, write a book or create a movie, generally, you would find a production company or a marketing company that would take it the rest of the way so that you've created content, but then somebody else distributes it. Well, in the old traditional brick and mortar world, these people that are going to do that are going to take 90%. And so the artist is left with next to nothing. And then you think about the fact, all this money that they would put into it, they would look at it and say, Amor, you're working on something that is so esoteric that we can't find the customers for you, and so we're not even going to support you, so thus there's no path forward for you. And so the biggest problem that I saw from the very beginning was, how am I going to incentivize people to sell my product for me? And so that was a key thing. So that's one of the things I built into the Selene Network. I said, look, I have to be able to get enough money to influencers that they'll actually talk about my product. I have to give them a way so they can make money long term on more than just my product. I have to be able to make this, put it together in such a way that anybody can buy it. I have to be able to put it together in a way that that the creator is in control of their intellectual property so that I can innovate and create. And I'm the one in charge of what that product looks like and how it gets presented to my customer. Well, it's a pretty tall order. And so in the process of trying to develop this tall order, I said, look, I can use blockchain, which is instant settlement. I can sell it as an NFT and then see what I can do in that area to be able to develop that up. So that was, it was probably a year and a half ago that I was thinking about this. And then as last fall came around, I started digging in a little bit deeper. By the time my New Year's resolution came along for 24, I pretty much said, look, nobody out there has this. I'm going to have to go develop it myself. And I started developing. So my website, which I have in the background here, is just a WordPress website. It's as simple as possible. It is a blog. And in that blog, what I did is I said, I need to be able to create software that people can download and install and put on their computer or put on their server and empower this functionality so that they are in control of it. And if the software works for me, it should work for everybody else. And so then what do? I have to go off and start developing it. And so what I did was I said, look, if I'm going to develop something that's going to be NFT based and it's going to be distributed and it's going to be permissionless and it's going to be no KYC, then this is something that anybody and everybody has to be able to install on their own server and be able to link in a way that means that any of the customers can get access to any of the content across the internet as long as they go through a Selene Network entry point. Okay, and anybody who participates in this process needs to be able to get access to their funds. There should be no way that anybody can block them from their funds, and it should just be built in. Just click the withdraw button, and you get your funds. It should be blockchain based, so it's accountable. Anybody can look it up. Anybody can validate that what is authored from me came from my address, which is kind of built into the code. And people that, particularly the people that are doing sales, need to be able to do this in a way that doesn't involve much technology. That's a really simple thing. You do something like install MetaMask, you connect it to a website, you actually connect it to the Theta network, and then you connect it to my website or any one of the Selene Network servers that are out there, and then you buy yourself a participant NFT, which token gates the code. So it's one of the ways that I make money. So in order to put that together, what I was doing last winter and last spring was I was creating projects to figure out how this could be done. And so if you look at my website, you'll find that there's a bunch of different projects on here that I had created that kind of test and prove out the concept. Go visit that on your own. There's a lot of information there that I've just blogged about. Now, when I think about it now in hindsight, I have a little bit better understanding of what this code kind of does. What the code does is it kind of mimics a department store. And there's elements of the department store that are that I had to implement and connect them together to create the experience of the Selene network. So it can kind of be thought of as the department store had doors. The doors would be any server that runs the Selene Network software. In order to open that door, you have to hold a participant NFT. It costs 50 cents. Once you open that door, you're now inside the department store. The department store has salesmen, has departments, has different areas that people would have hobbies or, for instance, film or audio as being two departments that would be in the store. And in those departments, there's influencers that would be agents to the network that would make commissions by talking about what is offered in the store. And then what's offered in the store are digital products. The digital products would be something like somebody wants to sell access to a movie, and so they would token gate the movie behind a NFT. Or somebody wants to token gate a live performance that they might have. Maybe they're a garage band and they're going to have live performance on Friday. They would want to sell their product would be a token that you would buy in which case you would go to their website and simply be validated that you own the token, and then you have access to the live event or the fan club or a ticketing event, whatever it might be. There's a whole bunch of different things that NFTs can do from the smart contract viewpoint, because NFTs are simply smart contracts. Okay, all of the Selene Network smart contracts are ERC 721 compatible, or I guess it's TNT 721 compatible, because I built this on top of the Theta network. So the idea there is it's kind of like a department store, and the agents that would be in the store would be the influencers, the people that would talk about things. They're the ones that want to make commissions. You can be a product person and you can be an agent at the same time because you're selling your own stuff. If you install the code, you can also serve the code, so you become the door, the entryway for people to go through the network or get to content in the network. So if you go to my website and you click on the Selene Network icon that I have across the top, this activates the code. So everybody that doesn't own a participant is going to get a little participant banner that pops up here at the beginning. If you are willing to give it a try, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see my gallery, okay? And if you go to other websites that serve this code, you're going to see their galleries, because gallery is one of the elements that the person that puts it on their server is going to have. Now, the idea with this is when you install this software, the software gives you the ability to sell your own NFTs. So here is a case where I'm selling Where's the Cheese, and somebody can come along and simply mint this. And as long as they have the 252 T-fuel that it takes right now to mint this, then they're going to get this particular NFT. If they mint the NFT, it'll be like what happens with my wallet education module. The NFT is going to show up here. If that NFT has clickable functionality for the Selene network, it is actually live and actionable. I can now go here and I can go look at these different videos that I have linked in my video series. So in a nutshell, try not to make this too long, the idea here with the Selene network is that it's downloadable software that you can put on your own server. It's going to provide the functionality that I want to use to sell my own NFT projects to you, so that you can do the same thing. The only real caveat that's in there is that in order to run the software, you have to buy a participant NFT, which costs 50 cents. So anyway, this is a simple introduction to what the Selene network is. Now, I'm going to take this one step farther, and I'm going to go in and create a bunch of new videos that I'll link right into my software, where it will show you, how can you install the software. I've got that documented here. It's just a zip download. How can you make money with this? How do you, what would you see when you interact with an NFT? What can somebody do? How can somebody customize an NFT? There's just a bunch of things that you can do that I want to empower you to do. And if you don't have the confidence to do it, then I'm willing to help, at least to be able to get to where we hit critical mass, to where other people can simply copy the zip file, put it up themselves, and we're off and running. So anyway, again, I'm Amor. My website is amorstyle.com. It's a blog. Go look and see what I'm doing. Buy a participant NFT, look at my code, visit this code, and let me know if this is something that you're interested in, because I would like to help you. I would like to help you make money. If you are willing to plug into this type of system, the people that are agents in the system are going to want to sell your stuff. They're going to make commissions. And oh, by the way, you are the one that determines, when you develop a product and put it into the system, you're the one that determines what the commissions are that are relevant for your content. You might create a project that just wants to bring in people to you, and you might give 100% of it away as commission. You might be somebody that already has a huge fan club, and all you really need is a little technology to be able to support you, which means you might only give 1 or 2%. However you choose to do it, this code is going to empower you to do that. Anyway, look for my other videos. I'm hoping to be able to get more people to see this. I'd love to have, I'm going to dedicate the entire year to be able to help people develop products to be able to put inside this distributed NFT sales system and raise the awareness.